Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Zoe if you are new here, and today is going to be another full coverage Friday video. And today I'm going to be testing out a foundation that just launched. It just came out not too long ago. I haven't seen a lot of reviews on it, so I'm excited to see how well it works for me. I am very excited for this foundation because it is a line that I love with all my heart. Hopefully it's just as good as the other foundations in this line. If you want to follow me on any other social media, you can check out my description below. My Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter will all be linked down there, and along with all of the products that I used, from my brush to my sponge to the foundation to the primers. Everything that I put on my face that I mentioned to you guys will also be down in the description, so make sure you check out the description if you have any questions about what I am using. Please don't forget to subscribe before you leave, join our little family and help us grow. You can also give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and yeah, if you are ready to see what foundation I'm using and how it performs, then just keep watching. Alright guys, so I know my hair is so frizzy up here. My hair is so dry. I just washed it, but it is still so dry. I don't know what to tell you, just ignore it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and apply my primers. Today I'm going to be using the PIXIE Rose Caviar Essence, and then the Step 1 primer, the smoothing primer from Makeup Forever, just in my pore area. But I'm going to go through this quickly so we can get on to the foundation. Alright, so now that we are primed, we're going to go ahead and go in with our foundation. And the foundation I'm going to be using today is the new L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour fresh wear foundation. This is what the bottle looks like. It comes with a pump, which is really nice. I am in the shade 480, hopefully. I didn't swatch this at the store, so hopefully this matches pretty well. It is 1 fluid ounce. It has SPF in it, and it is SPF 25, so this will cause flashback. This is going to be more of a daytime foundation. So the foundation is medium coverage, so I know I'm gonna have to build this up. The finish is natural, and the texture is supposed to be air light. We're gonna be using a sponge on one side and a brush on the other. This is the Morphe M439 brush, and this is the Real Technique sponge. Oh, and she's watery. She's very runny, so yeah, this is definitely gonna be medium coverage. So I'm gonna go ahead and start on this side. I'm just gonna dip my sponge into it this time instead of applying it to my face first, and we'll work like that. The shade is decent. It's a little bit orange. Also, you can smell the sunscreen in it, just FYI. It does have fragrance in it. It smells like perfume, but it also smells like sunscreen, if that makes sense. We'll see at the end of the day if it breaks me out at all. The coverage is pretty nice, even for it to be medium coverage. This is fairly medium coverage. This would actually kind of be full coverage on some people. But I'm going to go in with another pump because I already used that entire thing. Because it is watery, the sponge is soaking it up a lot. I agree that the texture is really, really light. It almost feels like I have a moisturizer on and not a foundation. It doesn't feel heavy at all. But I'm just going to go ahead. That's one layer on. It did, even for a medium coverage foundation, this covered pretty well. As you can see, it's very dewy. It's not super tacky either. I'm going to go ahead and build it up though, to see if I can get some full coverage out of this. So that's 2 layers on. I'm going to build it up one more time. This time I'm going in with a 1/4 of a pump. The pump is really nice because you can control how much is coming out. I like that because some foundations you can't. It's either one pump or no pumps. Okay, so that is it completely built up. You can't see anything. So it built up really, really nice. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start on the brush side. I'm gonna do the same thing. We're gonna pump it on the back of my hand and just pick it up with the brush to apply it. So I'm going in with 1 full pump. I have that much on my brush. I'm just gonna start applying it. I still have a whole bunch on the back of my hand, by the way. The majority of the product is still on the back of my hand. Yeah, the brush I can already tell is covering better because this is not even a full pump. I still have a whole bunch on my hand right here. and it covered basically as much as the sponge did in the first go around. So again, I still have a lot on my hand, but I did just pick some more up on my brush, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start building this up in places that I need a little bit more coverage. All right, so that is the foundation built up. This I covered with one pump only. So I will say that the sponge, it took 3 times the amount of foundation to get full coverage than it did with a brush. The brush provided way better coverage, and it built up the foundation a lot better. Up close, the sponge side does actually look a little bit more heavy than this side, obviously because I have a lot more product over here, but this side looks a little bit more blended into my skin as opposed to sitting on top of my skin. Both sides look really, really, really good. That is just like, you have to pay like super close attention to see the difference in that. There's just a hair of tackiness, so I'm gonna set this, but if you have dry skin, you don't have to. But I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a close-up really quickly so you can see how this is sitting on my skin, and I'm gonna finish up my makeup, give you another close-up, and then update you at the end of the night. All right, so here's a full face view. Here is the sponge side. Here is the brush side. Alright guys, so I am completely done with my makeup. I will say everything looks so good. My skin looks very airbrushed. The foundation isn't sinking into my pores, and my skin just looks really, really pretty and healthy, and I love this foundation so far. I hope it wears really well because it's such a really gorgeous foundation. I put this foundation on at 2:10 p.m. So I'll wear this throughout the day, see how it wears. I'm going to give you guys a close-up really quickly so you can see what it's looking like on my skin right now. And I will update you at the end of the night. Sorry, you can hear my daughter crying. Sorry. All right, so here's a full face view. Here is the sponge side. Here is the brush side. Yes, I do realize I just forgot to put on. Yes, I realize I forgot to put on lower lash mascara. I'm gonna go do that now. I will update you at the end of the night. See you in the view. Hey guys, so I'm back, and I know what is going on here, like the shadow. Okay, so I'm actually in my filming space that I normally film in because my husband's in our room laying down, and I have like a lamp behind the camera to show some light because I still don't own a ring light. I don't know why, but I still don't own a ring light, so we are making things work right now. All right, so it is currently 7:42. I've had this on about since 2-ish to like 15-ish. So I've had this on for a little over 5 hours. I know I'm not wearing this as long as I normally wear foundations, but that's because I have to go to the gym. Last night I didn't go to the gym until 1 in the morning, or I didn't finish the gym until 1 in the morning, so I don't want to repeat that. All right, so as you can tell, I am very glowy, a little bit shiny. So if you have oily skin, this may be a thing to consider. This is it's definitely not the oiliest foundation that I've ever tried like throughout the day. I would say that the Maybelline Superstay foundation, I think this one gets a lot more oily than this. This one just looks really natural still, and yeah, I'm a little shiny, but it doesn't look overly bad. If I blotted it would be okay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blot for you guys to see how much oils come off my face. My sister told me that this was like an actual, like, she liked watching me blot, or like wanted to see me blot in more of my foundation videos because she has really, really oily skin. So that's what I'm gonna do. See what comes off. Can you tell the difference, like this side and this side? Like, it just helped tremendously. See, much better. And on my forehead. Right, and there we go, nice and fresh again. So that's all the oil. It really wasn't a lot. And then once I blotted, my skin looks nice and fresh again. It looks like I just applied it. I definitely don't think that's a deal breaker for me because it still looks so good on my skin. Everywhere else it is still matte, like on my cheeks and stuff, and the perimeter of my face. It was just in my T-zone is where I was having issues. But that's with most foundations. So I think it still looks really, really, really good. Doesn't look powdery, doesn't look dry. My pores look immaculate and filled in and very airbrushed. So this retails for $14.99. That is how much I bought it for. I bought mine at Walgreens. So yeah, it retails for $14.99, which is a bit pricier for a drugstore foundation. I honestly think that it's actually my most expensive drugstore foundation. Like, that's kind of pricey for a drugstore foundation. It is definitely cheaper than high end, but still, especially for the Infallible line, like it's the most expensive one in the Infallible line. The other ones retail for like between like $11 and $13. So this is definitely the most expensive one. It comes in 30 shades, which is amazing for the drugstore. Great shade range. It comes with 1 fluid ounce, which is normal. It says that it is up to 24 hours wear. Lightweight and breathable. I definitely agree with that. This foundation feels very, very light. I can't feel it on my face at all. I will say, remember when I told you guys that it had a scent to it and it kind of smelled like perfume, but kind of like sunscreen? So if you have a strong nose, this might turn you off, because throughout the day, if I moved a certain way, or if I like touched my face or scratched my face, like just randomly throughout the day, I could smell the smell of the foundation. Like, it didn't completely go away like most foundations do. So if you have a sensitive nose, I would suggest you go in store and actually smell the foundation before you decide you're gonna buy it, because the smell sticks around. It doesn't smell chemically. It doesn't smell like a normal drugstore foundation. It doesn't stink. It smells really, really nice. It's definitely because it has the sunscreen in it. But it didn't bother me at all. Like, I think it smells really good. It kind of has a really fresh smell to it. So I actually kind of liked it. It didn't break me out. I don't have any new pimples, no new blackheads. My skin's still flat. So it didn't break me out. I don't know if it would had I worn it a little bit longer, but the way it's wearing now, I don't think it would. Oh, it says that it is waterproof and transfer resistant and sweat resistant. Had I not set this and let it set on its own, I don't agree with that. So I rubbed my face and there is the foundation. So I definitely don't think it's transfer resistant, so ignore that about the foundation. Everything else I totally agree with. The natural finish is very lightweight. It's medium but buildable coverage, so you can get full coverage out of it. Definitely worked better with the brush than with the sponge, but both sides look really, really good. My skin looks really airbrushed and really nice, and like it says, very fresh. It just looks like healthy and young. So I think that is it. I'm gonna give you guys one final close-up and then I will say goodbye to you. So here is a full face view. Here is the sponge side. Here is the brush side. All right, so this foundation definitely is a win in my book. I really, really like it. The Infallible line just doesn't disappoint me. I love the L'Oreal Infallible line so much. And this foundation is just as amazing as the Infallible Pro Matte. I actually like this one a little bit more for myself because it does let me get a little bit oily. The other one is really great for me in the summertime, but in the wintertime, I kind of like this finish a little bit more. It looks a little bit more airbrushed. It's a little bit more breathable. It isn't clinging to any dry spots. It's not making me feel overly dry. So yeah, I really, really like this foundation a lot. I see myself reaching for it a lot. This is probably a really great contender with my Makeup Revolution foundation. Let me know down in the comments what you think if you're going to try out this foundation. But yeah, guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!